Hey guys, in this video, I will show you how to play the minor pentatonic scale. Coming right up. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Vernon and this is Sax Lessons, a channel that is designed to help you learn to play the saxophone and grow as a musician. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe below. So today we'll be talking about the minor pentatonic scales. And if you heard what I played before, I was just playing the G minor pentatonic scale with the added blue note. And as you can hear, it's a very soulful, very bluesy feel to this scale. If you're playing a blues song, for example, it's a great scale to use to improvise. And it's very fun to improvise with this scale. So today we'll go ahead and discuss a little bit of music theory to show you how the minor pentatonic scales are formed. And then afterwards, I'll go ahead and explain how we can learn the minor pentatonic scales so that they become very intuitive to us. So let's get started. Hey guys, so today we'll be talking about the minor pentatonic scale. So as you can see here, we have the C minor pentatonic scale. So let me go ahead and demonstrate what that sounds like. So that was the C minor pentatonic scale. Now, if you know your natural minor scales very well, then it will be very easy to learn the minor pentatonic scales. So in order to understand how the minor pentatonic scales are formed, let's go ahead and look at the natural minor scales. In this case, we'll go ahead and take a look at the C natural minor scale. Okay, so here we have the C natural minor scale. So that was the C natural minor scale. Now, we can use the C natural minor scale to help form the minor pentatonic scales. If we only play the first, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and seventh degrees of the scale, then we'll form the C minor pentatonic scale. This can be done with the rest of the keys. If you just play the first, third, fourth, fifth, and seventh degrees of any natural minor scale in any key, then you'll form the minor pentatonic scale. So let's go ahead and look at another example. Okay, so here we have the G minor pentatonic scale. Again, so just like what we did with the key of C, we'll go ahead and look at the G natural minor scale in order to understand how the G minor pentatonic scale is formed. So let's go ahead and look at the G natural minor scale. Okay, so here we have the G natural minor scale. Again, as we did before, we'll only play the first, third, fourth, fifth, and seventh degrees of the G natural minor scale in order to form the G minor pentatonic scale. So this is a handy way of remembering the minor pentatonic scales, especially if you're just starting to learn these scales. Another trick you can use to remember the minor pentatonic scales is through the use of the major pentatonic scales. So if you play any key's major pentatonic scale on the sixth degree, you'll be playing its relative minor's minor pentatonic scale. So for example, let's use the key of C again. So here we have the C major pentatonic scale. So that was the C major pentatonic scale. Now, if we play the C major pentatonic scale, but begin playing it On the 6th degree, we will create the A minor pentatonic scale. So as you can see, the C major pentatonic scale and the A minor pentatonic scale have the same notes. It's just that when we play the A minor pentatonic scale, we are just starting on a different degree. So this can be very useful. Let's do another example. Okay, so here we have the G major pentatonic scale. Now let's play the G major pentatonic scale, but on the 6th degree. In this case, it is E. Okay, so as you can hear, it's that bluesy, soulful, moody vibe. That is the E minor pentatonic scale. So you can see that the G major pentatonic scale and the E minor pentatonic scale have the same notes. It's just that we are starting on different degrees in the particular scales. So now you know how the minor pentatonic scales are formed. You can either form the minor pentatonic scales through the use of the natural minor scales, or you can also remember the minor pentatonic scales through the means of the major pentatonic scales, whichever way you choose. Eventually, you want to play the minor pentatonic scales without even remembering these tricks. You want to play the minor pentatonic scales as if it were second nature. But as you're starting out, this is a good way to see if you are playing the minor pentatonic scales correctly. Okay, so now that we know how the minor pentatonic scales are formed, let's figure out a way to practice the scales effectively and efficiently. In my opinion, the best way to practice the minor pentatonic scale is through all the 12 keys. And that way you'll be able to internalize the color of this minor pentatonic feel. So how do we do this? Well, you can start with the C minor pentatonic scale, and then you would cycle on to another scale in another key. So for example, you would play, let's take for example the C minor pentatonic scale. You just play it one octave up and then one octave down, just so you can get a feel for it. And you do this with all the keys. So this is a great exercise, especially if you're just learning to play the minor pentatonic scales in all the keys. And this will give you a good feel for how the minor pentatonic scales sound. So for example, I'll go ahead and demonstrate playing the C minor pentatonic scale, just playing it one octave up and one octave down. And I will also be using a metronome, so please remember to practice with the metronome. I will be playing the metronome on 80 beats per minute, and just playing the minor pentatonic scale in quarter notes. Okay, so I just played the C minor pentatonic scale up one octave and then just back down. And after that, I would just cycle on to another key and play that key's minor pentatonic scale. So, for example, in this case, I just finished with the C minor pentatonic scale, and then I would just circle around the circle of fifths and play the G minor pentatonic scale. So let me go ahead and demonstrate that. I'll be playing the G minor pentatonic scale to the beat of 80 beats per minute, and only in quarter notes. Okay, so I just finished playing the G minor pentatonic scale, and then I would cycle on to the D minor pentatonic scale. And I would continue doing this until I played the minor pentatonic scale through all the 12 keys, just playing it one octave up and then one octave down. That way I can feel comfortable with each of the keys, just playing the one octave up and one octave down in all of the keys. And that would give me a good feel just for starting out. Now I'll go ahead and include a link in the descriptions to a PDF of all the minor pentatonic scales. So that way you can use them as reference when you are practicing all the minor pentatonic scales. Now, if you feel comfortable with just playing the minor pentatonic scales one octave up and one octave down in all the 12 keys, you can take it a step further and play the minor pentatonic scales throughout the entire range of the saxophone. So for example, I'll go ahead and demonstrate playing the C minor pentatonic scale throughout the entire range of the saxophone. I will keep the metronome on 80 beats per minute, and I'll be playing the minor pentatonic scale in eighth notes. Okay, so I just played the C minor pentatonic scale throughout the entire range of the saxophone, all the way up to F and all the way down to B flat. And then, yeah, just played the entire C minor pentatonic scale. And now I would go ahead and cycle on, just following the circle of fifths, and cycle on to the G minor pentatonic scale. And I would go ahead and just play the G minor pentatonic scale throughout the entire range again. So let me go ahead and demonstrate that. I'll keep the metronome on 80 beats per minute, and I'll just be playing in eighth notes. Okay, cool. So I just played the G minor pentatonic scale throughout the entire range, and then next I would cycle on to playing the D minor pentatonic scale as well, just playing it through the entire range of the saxophone. And again, just like with the first exercise, I would do the same thing and cycle until I did this exercise for all the 12 keys. Now I'll go ahead and include a link in the descriptions below to a PDF of this exercise. So you can practice playing the minor pentatonic scales throughout the entire range of the saxophones in all the keys. And this would be a good reference for you, so hopefully you enjoy it. Remember, when you're practicing any scale exercise, always remember to use a metronome. Using a metronome will help you play the notes evenly, and also it will help you develop your internal rhythm. Well, that's all guys. I hope you enjoyed this minor pentatonic scales lesson, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe below. I'll talk to you guys later. I send you good vibes, and have a good one. Bye, take care.